I want to talk about why Belle Paws exists, and I want to talk about something I don't usually say out loud. I almost quit. Not because I stopped caring, not because I ran out of love, but because I got overwhelmed and tired and honestly scared. This video is not a brand story, it's a life story. If you're here because you love dogs, especially senior dogs, this will make sense. And if you're here because you've ever been held together by a pet during a hard season, this is for you. Belle came into my life when I wasn't looking for her. I wasn't planning on adopting a dog. I didn't feel stable enough. I didn't feel ready. At the time, I was in a relationship that honestly wasn't healthy. He was toxic, immature, and yes, an idiot. He suggested we adopt a dog, and somehow Belle entered my life. I didn't know it then, but she wasn't meant for us. She was meant for me. When that relationship ended, as many unhealthy ones do, Belle stayed with me. And from that moment on, she became my dog. Belle and I lived together in San Francisco for 10 years. 10 years of growth, 10 years of heartbreak, 10 years of me becoming a completely different person. Those years were not easy. I went through a deep depression. I went through loneliness, periods where I felt lost, stuck, and emotionally exhausted. There were days where I couldn't get out of bed, days where my thoughts spiraled, days where being alone felt unbearable. But Belle needed me. She needed walks, she needed food, she needed structure. And without realizing it at the time, she was keeping me alive. She forced me into fresh air, into movement, into routine. She gave my days shape when my mind felt chaotic. Belle taught me unconditional love. And I want to say something that might be uncomfortable, but it's true. I had never experienced unconditional love before. Not from my parents, not from the men I dated, many of whom were predatory, emotionally unsafe, or transactional in their affection. Love always felt like something I had to earn, or perform for, or be good enough for. Belle did not care about any of that. She loved me on my worst days, when I was quiet, when I was sad, when I had nothing left to give. She didn't need me to be healed, or successful, or strong. She just needed me to exist. That kind of love changes your nervous system. It changes how you see yourself. It changes what you believe you deserve. When Belle passed, the grief was overwhelming. It wasn't just losing a dog, it was losing my anchor, my emotional support, my daily rhythm. The house felt unbearably quiet. I didn't know what to do with all that love that suddenly had nowhere to go. I think that's when Belle Paws was born, before I even realized it. Belle Paws exists because Belle mattered. It exists to honor her, to advocate for senior dogs who are overlooked, to remind people that older pets still have so much life and love left to give. It gave me a purpose when I felt lost, and a direction when I was grieving. But I almost walked away. The technical stuff like websites, marketing, and ads, it became overwhelming. It stopped feeling sacred for a moment. And then I reminded myself, nothing meaningful is easy. I don't have to do everything at once. I don't have to be perfect, and I don't have to do this alone. I can take it day by day, and I can ask for help. Belle Paws exists because love doesn't end when a pet's life does. If you're grieving, if you're overwhelmed, if you're building something meaningful, you're not behind. You're becoming. Thank you for being here.